Hello, traders. Welcome to the stream. Black Monday was canceled. Seems possibly due to a rumor that might have been a test from the White House itself just to see what would happen. We're going to start with Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll get straight into the index funds to see the mayhem. But Bitcoin's well off its lows. My God, man, the target area, 73.8, right? We were $600 off of it. We got a low today of 74,420. Yep, 600 points off of the pattern completion zone of that butterfly. But what a resounding recovery. Give me an audio check, video check, make sure we're good before we roll. Bitcoin is off its lows by over 7.6%. But at the height of the day, Bitcoin was up 9%. So just this volatility, man, not for the faint of heart. Very difficult market conditions right now. Could be prudent to continue to wait, but yeah, people just kind of buy randomly. Remember, when you're buying randomly on huge sell-offs, like, you're just guessing. You have no strategy involved, right? There's no plan, there's no structure. There's nothing been researched about you buying at 75K or 74.9, right? It's just 73.8 to 69. Oh, it's really 71.5 to 73.8. It's a big inflection zone. Be nice to see that, but hey, maybe we never see it. All right, but yeah, definitely Black Monday canceled. Jim Cramer, undefeated, man. Hey, he says Black Monday, you know it's not coming, right? We did that poll yesterday. I had like 1,000 people voted on that poll on the stream yesterday. We had almost 20,000 views, 1,100 plus likes. So big shout out to everyone watching the stream right now. Thank you for being here for that. That was a pretty historic moment, right? Some crazy stuff was happening. We were real close to circuit breakers. The Russell 2000 futures, the circuit breaker did trigger. Hang Seng, believe we had circuit breakers. Taiwanese market, circuit breakers. We had circuit breakers all over Asia last night for sure. So it was crazy. I mean, some of these markets seeing their worst days since like 1997, 1987 over there. For us in the US, it was all but a dream, where closed the day only down 0.18% when intraday S&P 500 was down 4.77%. Really not even that crazy. We weren't even close to threatening a circuit breaker. We'd have had to go a lot lower. So it wasn't even a thing. From the lowest low to the highest high, the S&P 500 on just the rumor appreciated in value 8.33%. An index fund swinging 8.33%. Unheard of. Doesn't happen. Happens during COVID. That's it. Look at the 1 minute so you can just see how crazy it was. This right here. Oh my God, right? I mean, that's like, how many minutes? Does it even count that? In 34 minutes, chat, 34 minutes. S&P 500 appreciated in value almost 9%. So it's not even about just the swing itself. It's about the amount of time it took for it to occur. Historic, man. V-Mods, oh my God! Up in the chat! We get a big hive in the chat for V-Marts. Oh my God, $150 right there. Is it not gonna say it? Well, it's not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Hype in the chat. Hype in the charts too. My God, man. Where'd that come from? Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. You've been around a long time, man. Thank you so much for the continued and ongoing support. Kings, man. Oh yeah, audio check. Let me make sure. Sorry, dude. I should have looked. You know what happens? You start getting these charts, just you go. You don't even check. What were people saying? Sorry. Audio's great. Audio's good. Shockingly okay. Yeah, you know what I did? Why am I, some people are like, what was the fan last night? What was going on with the fan? I had it on performance mode. So the fan was running like I was playing a video game. I put it on silent mode. Beautiful, right? No sound of fan. Can you hear it, chat? No. So 8.68% rally in 33 minutes. And then once the rumor came out as false, which again, we're thinking it was a stress test from the White House. Well, they're trying to figure out how will the market respond if we do delay tariffs 90 days. Well, once the rumor was proved to be false from the White House itself, 6% drop in 21 minutes. And then that was it. The bottom was in. You see the bottoming base throughout the day. So again, a 1 minute chart. Each candle represents 60 seconds. And now look, a higher low than the previous lows. And look, after hours trading at 510, up already 1.11%. So volatility, man. Crazy day. But in the end, right, still closed lower than Friday. Technically, right? 0.18%, 90 cents. Excuse me. We hit the lowest price since January 2024. So we saw over 52-week lows on the spider. And there is a gap. What was the gap, man? Was it on the SPY? Maybe it was the futures. I think on the futures there's a gap that we almost hit but did not hit. Well, just to be real here, there is an unfilled gap, right? Well, it just depends how you interpret a gap fill. Maybe right here. I'm gonna have to look. I think it was futures. Well, certainly there's a gap at 440. We all know, everyone in the world knows that one. Anyway, so, man, I could have sworn there was a gap. Oh yeah, this one, 505.09, but we filled it on Friday. Yeah, I could have sworn there was one down here. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's another index fund. Okay, so from the highs now to the low, S&P 500, 21.3% correction in 47 days. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Okay, and over 1 year lows.
Bearing backtests. Dip buyers will be destroyed.
Ethan, thank you for the 5, man. Where's that at? Birdcage. No, this is not a birdcage. This is an egg chair. You ever heard of egg chairs? They're fun. They're exciting. It's outside. You swing. You can swing in it. It's fun. You can only see bearish back tests. Well, you had gap fill. The gap fill acted as a bearish back test. The swing low from August 5th did get regarded officially as resistance. That did happen. So I don't want to take anything away from the recovery today and the after hours trading, where it's up 1%. But yeah, again, right, we're swing traders. A lot of people asking questions about like, oh, okay, well, should I buy here on the 5 minutes? Like, well, dude, this is just not the territory of the swing trader. Swing trader is looking for structures to develop. This is like what protects you. Like the swing trader identified the structure, the size of 230 days and said, maybe I'll take a little off the table or go short, but probably just cash up a little bit, protect myself from this mega structure, the bearish reversal structure, right? And doing that, sometimes it's not about making money. Sometimes it's just about preserving the capital you have, and that's what technical analysis can do sometimes. So I saw this and cashed up during this wave down a lot. So, and the bear flag, it's like, why would I even entertain the idea of going long again when in any significant capacity, when we're bear flagging, we're rejecting the 200 simple moving average, we're falling below 565. And then it just dumped like that, So again, I'm looking for structures. It could take 200 days before I find a bullish structure. You gotta be patient. So Dow Jones, it's all the same situation. The volatility, the recovery. This one wasn't as good. It closed lower. It was down 0.91%. So that was the lowest daily candle close on the Dow Jones Industrial Average since May 1st of 2024. So we got 11-month lows on the close. Went down and virtually tested an inflection point, right? The old all-time high from November 2021. Think about that, man. How bad is this, right? It's like, what? You bought at the highest highs, November 2021, and you held. You didn't make a dime, right? At the lowest point today, you recovered. You're up a little bit, but that's not, despite anything that happens, it's a big old long-legged doji or spinning. That's a big spinning top reversal candle. Spinning top reversal or continuation. They call this the spinning top. You know why, right? Well, when you have a spinning top, you spin the top, you have no idea which way it's going to go. So that's the situation we're in. Massive, unbelievable amounts of indecision today on the Dow Jones. Context isn't great, right, with your, impulsing down. So, yeah, but I guess they recaptured the swing low from April of last year, one year ago, right? Yeah, impulse mode, man. Where volatility above 40, day trader mode for bots everywhere. So it's just, we're waiting for structures, we're waiting for progress. Is it a good day to take longs when you just made the lowest daily candle close in a year, almost a year? Not necessarily. Again, if you bought today, you have no strategy. There's no framework you're really abiding by. You're just longing because numbers down like a lot, right? That's okay. You can really get lucky. You can go to casinos and you can just take shots randomly. Okay, so I witnessed the roulette ball hit red 5 times. Well, I'm gonna now start betting on black because I think that it's gonna change. I mean, you can do that, right? But it's not really any sort of proven formula or framework. So that's unfortunate. Being patient, right? That's kind of like where we are. Letting volatility subside and letting structures to develop. And the last structures that developed were bearish ones, right? The bear shark and the bear flag. Yeah. Nothing right now. Okay, cool though. I hope people are making insane money being rounders, right? Being big old gamblers. Here's your NASDAQ. Actually closed up today, 0.1%. Congratulations. They defended 15,400. It looked real bad at first, right? You opened at 14. What was it? You opened at $14,978. You opened at the lowest price seen since January of last year. So what are we talking? 14-month lows. And then what did they do? What did they do? Gaps filled. Multiple ones. Holy crap. They filled the gap from January 17th. They filled the gap from January 19th. You did it, man. 2 gaps filled, but unfortunately another gap unfilled at 13,800. Another gap at 13,300. Another gap at 13,072. Another unfilled gap at 12,850. Oh, God, man. I'm not going to feel that great till all these gaps are filled. You would figure with momentum like this. So you got to understand, any sort of rally that occurs here is probably going to be a dead cat bounce, probably going to be a lower high than previous discernible swing high, and you'll roll over later. They might come up and fill these gaps. We now have unfilled gaps, one at 16,529, another unfilled gap at 17,629. They fill those. Think about it. If they fill those in the coming week or two, I mean, the NASDAQ could be up 13%, and it could be violent short squeezes, right? And you're still not making a higher high than the high from March 25th. You're still below 17,400. You'd still be making a lower high, below the 200. So, impulse mode and shattered. NASDAQ from its high to low down, it reversed. It was down 26.46% in 53 days. That is awe-inspiring. Of a drawdown, fast one, right? It was the staircase up, certainly the elevator down for now. But we're just trying to figure out, is the elevator down done? We don't know. There's no way of knowing yet. Okay, we just know that the VIX is very, very elevated. 47, closed up 3.69%. This thing was up, I mean, it hit 60. Last time we saw 60 was the carry trade August 5th. And that is amongst the highest levels in the history of the volatility index, right? That was, you know, you had 2008 global financial crisis being rivaled, but that's it. You know, even in 1998, 2000, it ended up topping out around 47, where we are right now. Yeah, amongst the highest levels we've ever seen on the VIX. And until this collapses, until we're falling back below 30, yeah, you're going to be seeing crazy moves. And it's going to be a lot of, okay, we closed up today 5%, but then it gaps down by open. We're down 4%. I mean, you're going to be getting a lot of stuff that's happening pre-market, after hours, futures. Going to be a lot more active until this drops, okay? We look at the IWM, whatever. No one cares about the IWM, man. Russell 2000. Wow, look at that. Hits 170 to 173. Oh, shh. Okay, cool. My screen fell. Very nice, dude. Not even moving. I'm not even doing anything. Oh my God. Just get the out of my way. Bear with me, man. Not the most ideal setup over here. You see how I have it, but it's pretty good. That was just bad luck. I don't know why it fell. What happened? We're gonna be okay, man. What did they do? My chart got screwed too. Dude, no way. Hold on. Just go to Ethereum real quick. One sec, dude. There we go. Yikes, man. Well, might as well look at the rest of the crypto. Since we looked at Bitcoin, let's go further into crypto. And then maybe that's the problem. I haven't even had a sip of this coffee yet. Hope if you're out there, you're sipping some coffee, some water, some Gatorade, some milk, some tea. Okay. Very bad, boys. Very bad. Screen volatility index. That's it, man. Okay, so Ethereum, what did it do today? Well, the 1420 coveted area we've been discussing was tested beautifully. Tested for the first time since March of 2023. So we are talking over 2-year lows on Ethereum officially today. You bounced, but what kind of faith or hope could one have in Ethereum? Like, is there a structure that has developed at 1420 that is implying that a reversal is impending? Nah. Are the oscillators on the daily implying that sellers are exhausted? Nope. Nope. Not yet. Doesn't look good to me. That was the highest volume spike since the Eric Trump. You know, that was crypto crash day, February 3rd. That was a really crazy day. Huge spike in volume, so that might be one thing, but I'm just telling the volume spike, right? The bids came in. Maybe it had something to do with the index funds, of course, right? Global liquidity, everything's tied to it in crypto. But same time, buyers knew they had to defend that level. And if they didn't defend that level, bye-bye Ethereum. Easily going to like 1,090, but probably sub 1,000, 980 to 830. Yeah, bad times, man. You're in the Great Depression on Ethereum. That's real. Yeah, bad situation on this one. It's great that buyers came in at a level where it made sense for them to come in, but the trend hasn't reversed. It's still well established as down, and you can just pray for Bitcoin, I guess. That's about it. Okay, might as well just go to XRP. Dang, man, it's still down. I mean, what a crazy recovery, but hey, how cool is it, right? To identify the falling three methods that was confirmed yesterday, that fifth candle. And we got immediate fall to price action, but again, man, fake rumors and VIX at 60, volatility, you know, what you think might happen just doesn't happen ever. There has to be max pain. So people like just taking shorts on the bearish breakdown have to suffer miserably. That's just how breakouts and breakdowns happen a lot of times. So still below 196 and $2, and that's kind of the big cutoff, man. You got to be real careful as an XRP holder below that $2 196 level. Okay, it's cool that it's above 190, but by 1 penny. Okay, like, I mean, yeah, tested the 200-day simple moving average officially today for the first time since November 7th. But man, are we not staring off a cliff? We are. You're just really fortunate that the macro conditions improved. You're very lucky that Jim Cramer called Black Monday. So, because Black Monday literally, it's going to be in history books, okay? Black Monday cannot happen if Jim Cramer says it will happen. It's never going to happen, okay? So now we know for the future. Hope you're having a good Monday. Let's just hope we don't have a Black Tuesday, man. Unheard of. Yeah, ticker's off. Remember, Brad, we were talking. It's on and off, like, because I'm switching sometimes. So you can look, here are your futures. Here are your index fund US futures. Good start to the new day, right? One thing that happened was the gap that occurred yesterday evening has officially filled on every single index fund. Gap filled, but that's not really great. I mean, when gaps fill, it's like, okay. Normally what will happen is like, okay, if you kept going down, well, eventually that's going to have to fill in the future. Well, they just got it out of the way real quick, and that's, I mean, what if we're not really going to be going much higher than that before rolling over again? That would be worrisome. But yeah, you don't have that anymore. That card is not, they played the card already, right? So, and then your crypto. Well, and another thing, so I don't even know why I still have this up from yesterday. Crashed. Okay, dude, an error. Nice, dude. Thanks for the error. Something officially happened last night, or in the early hours of the morning. The Litecoin short trade setup officially hit target 3. And what did it do? They caught some bids, because this $66 level, to lose that is death. That is an ancient battleground level between buyers and sellers for many years, 7, 8 years now. And that was why it was target 3, because you just knew that bids might vary. Limit orders, right? Scalpers are going to have bids set there anyway. Even if it doesn't hold later, it'll probably catch bids initially. And that is exactly what happened. So big hype in the chat. Jesus chimes. What a way, man. This is the stuff. You flip this chart over, this is how you're trying to long things, right? Spring back tests, local levels, positive price action, correlation, test, fail, lower highs, shorting. It's beautiful, okay? Anyway, so yeah, a lot of alts like collapsed, but then recovered. I mean, we're talking, the volatility is obscene. XRP off its lows by 17%. 17. So anyone shorting, FOMO shorting is underwater so bad. And that is like, that's why it's like a lot of times I like being cashed up in market conditions like this versus just being net short. Because man, they do crazy things like this. Ugh. %17 recovery off the effing lows. What a joke, man. Joke world. Okay, look at Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, BNB. Good, they almost did, man. Almost got to the target area. Almost got us to 510. But guess what? Fake news rumors, the White House, and you know, the VIX, and recovered 7%. You know, at the highs it got up to almost 9. It was 9% recovery. But yeah, just still, X marks the spot, $500, right? Straight up, straight down. They did it again, man. Almost. Not a great candle or anything. Okay. Still waiting on the 500. They don't hold that, we're screwed. You do, could be going to 621 again. But the context is getting weaker and weaker for all of them, right? Hitting these levels, just like Bitcoin was hitting that big old 92K level for months, 3+ months it was support. And then it was just like got weaker and weaker and weaker because 99K started becoming resistance, very well established. And it was like if you come back down to this level, you're just not going to be near as strong, and they just snapped it. So that's like this 92K level on Bitcoin could very well be like BNB's $500 level. They test it, a rally, a lower high than the previous highs. You roll over, you tested it again, lower close than the previous close on the first test. Then they rally it, and then just formal bearish back test of key levels as resistance again, and a formal new lower high, the lowest high of the downtrend, and then the 200 moving average being rejected. Pretty real, right? And now you're rolling over again, you test it again, it's probably going to be weaker. Your probability will probably be higher that it would break the next few times we test it, if not the next time we test it. So downtrend's still going on, but not to say that they can't hold it and we can't run, right? They did some crazy stuff down here, man. It was like, you're screwed, right? This big key level, they broke it, but then like, you know, from August 2023 to October, 2 months, right? The sellers broke support, but you know, the offense got the ball, but they could not convert to a touchdown, so they had to settle to punt the ball away. The buyers recaptured the level, and then they reconfirmed it as support. And you got this huge inverse head and shoulders pattern, and then you were off. So like, it's not to say you can't, you know, test it again and hold and rally, but yeah, the context isn't great up here. Okay. So those are your bigger crypto. Solana, we can look at that one too at 1.24%. It's crazy, but yeah, we were waiting for $80, $90. Weekly's 80, 90's daily. There's no divergence, right? The sellers are not exhausted. This was a kind of a joke candle. This isn't really a good candle. Okay, you could easily see this just get engulfed tomorrow. We might be at 90 tomorrow. Anything below 125 to 130 is death. I want nothing to do with it, and you shouldn't either. You just wait. I mean, you're thinking $80. 80 freaking dollars. They've tested it. So anytime that level breaks or it gets tested as resistance and rolls over, you almost always find yourself at $80. So that is X marks the spot again. I'm not even thinking about it, this crap till it goes lower. So, okay, nice day though, man. It's off the lows. Bro, Solana's off its lows, 13%. All right. Doesn't mean anything. No technical event occurred today to change anything on Solana. Okay. You have to make consecutive higher highs, higher lows over and over, and then the trend starts reversing, and then we can talk about it. But it's lower highs, lower lows. You just put in the lowest price on Solana since February, it's over 52-week lows. Yeah, we got 13-month lows on Solana today. Hype in the chat. Great, man. Where is my quad screen? It doesn't matter on crypto. I mean, nothing's really happening right now. We're good. So we can go to, I don't know, some of these that were, you know, what happened to Cardano? It's up 2%, but like, look how far it went, man. I mean, you saw lowest price since February and November last year. You dump, man. You're still, like, nothing about Cardano is bullish until the buyers recapture 68 cents, 69 cents. Chainlink's up 1.68%, but, you know, it's just right at this key support and a very well-established downtrend. Great, man. You're very lucky that there was a fake rumor, probably from the White House, to stress test. Yeah, just, I mean, some of these assets are up, dude. Like, VeChain's up 3%, but only after seeing its lowest price officially since October of 2023. I mean, like, who cares? These assets are green after making multi-year lows or whatever. But hey, I guess the falling wedge, you're still broken out. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe this is a big inflection zone. This is not a joke of a level. So VeChain is a very interesting level, but dude, it's just a crypto. Probably be looking for stuff that every quarter makes money, provides services and goods to the collective world, right? You know, you can quantify and gauge its value mathematically. That's where we go to traditional markets. But hey, man, who's to say that this level won't hold on VeChain? It might, man. Round tripped the entire November Trump pump. Cool, dude. And just more of the same all over this market. Crypto, man. Okay. I mean, let's just tell you this point. Like, what cryptos are popular, man? We looked at the popular ones, right? Bitcoin Cash at 1%. Who was going to do it, man? And Bitcoin Cash got as low as $2.49. That was the lowest price we'd seen on Bitcoin Cash since February 2024. So we're talking over 1 year lows on Bitcoin Cash. Got really lucky that 260 held for now, right? But did anything change? Is the trend reversed? No. Just you don't have a red day today. Congrats. Bearish and golden candle still very much alive from yesterday. We got 18 minutes till the daily close. If you're enjoying this recovery stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks for being here, everyone. Probably not near as crazy as yesterday. I've just been kind of going, haven't been looking at chat. Anything of substance in the chat? It doesn't look like. No, okay. All right, well, let's go to the Mag 7 now. A lot less to cover. All right, from worst to best, Apple got hit real hard again and didn't really go well. You know, it rallied off the lows, of course, a lot. But in the end, you can see mega pullback. It was very affected. I mean, from the highs, it lost 6.38% of its value. But just think about at one time, at its lows at 174.45, it rallied 11 point. You're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar market cap asset, one of the largest in the world, swinging 11.44% from a low to high today. It's just, there's no wonder the VIX is at 50, 60, right? That's just crazy. Lowest daily candle close confirmed on Apple since May of last year. And unfortunately, what I was hoping for on Apple was they were going to fill the gap right here. I'm just showing you, you know, it's like, this is like showing evidence that it's unfilled. See this gap here? We gapped up on the 3rd of May, and we got as low today as 174.80. And so you can clearly see the gap is still unfilled. You kidding me, dude? What a joke. But some, you know, February 2022, April 2022, August 2022, some swing highs were regarded as support. At least that's what you got. Some strong stuff over here. You know, you're in an area where there's a lot of good candidate spots for limit orders and bids, scalpers, whatever. Even if you broke that level, you still have a decent one at like 167, 168. But below that, you're starting to lose some good supports. I don't know. You just have a lot of chop. That's good. mean, just think about Apple, what it did for so long, from December 2021 really all the way to like April 2024. It didn't do anything, you know. So when assets don't do anything for a long time, then they break higher and they draw down like this, you consider yourself fortunate that it didn't do anything for so long, because this is constructed consolidation areas. This is like where support could be. Look, lots of liquidity here. So, I mean, if they hold this in the short term, we start rallying higher to fill some gaps, you can't be that surprised. This is big time support resistance. To break all this is something seriously broken, seriously wrong. So yeah, it might be, you can't be surprised if buyers defend all these supports looking left, at least for a little while. Okay. Sellers might have to absorb supply there. I'm not sure if Tim Cook unloaded a ton of shares last week. Tesla down 2.56%. Intraday saw its lowest price since October 23rd of last year. We're still waiting on 205, 209 to be tested. They didn't do it. It's up 2.68% after hours, so it is flat. I mean, it is currently trading where it closed on Friday. That's pretty good. But yeah, you still need more data. Oscillator don't really look great yet. If you went lower to either 205 or 184, you'd end up getting some really nice bullish divergence on the oscillators. So, but yeah, for now, hanging in there. Thank God for the fake rumor that apparently saved the market. Microsoft, well, target area achieved, right? Plain Jesus chimes here, where we knew just, hey man, you're below $388, $400. Target 344, 350. We got it today. Swing high from 2021, from 2023. Big liquidity zone. Scalpers came in today and defended it for dear life, but in the end, still had your lowest daily candle close on Microsoft since November of 2023. 17-month lows on the close. I mean, yeah, maybe some bids come in here. Maybe you rally to make it a lower high, but that's probably about all you're gonna get on Microsoft for a retest of 349, 350. And if they don't hold it, then it's a quick run to 314, 318. And you can just imagine from a swing low to swing high, we are really shallow still. Low to high, where are we? We just exceeded a 38% retrace. We're nearly at a 50% retrace. I mean, they virtually touched it, but no, 340, 50%. You catch a, reaction off of 50% retrace. But again, I have problems, and just imagine the issues with this one right now, man. Like, they could actually run this thing up to 430, and they could be a V shape too. They could do this, and then it rolls over, and guess what happens? It's the lowest high of the newly established downtrend. It's about a year now. Well, we'll say 10 months, whatever, July, 9-10 months. Lower highs, lower lows. This is the new lower low, the previous lows, confirming the trend. And so you rally crap loads, you still end up probably just making a lower high and rolling over and retesting later. So yeah, but hey, okay. Down here, if you wanted to be a swing trader or something, you want confirmation. You don't have confirmation. It's our first test, our first touch of it. So I just, still a waiting game, man. We're impulsing, we're not consolidating. We just concluded consolidation on the index funds, and you had a bearish Gartley here, I believe. 618, higher low, there it is. Yep, remember this, 786. It's a bearish Gartley, dude. The bearish Gartley godlike. What a bearish Gartley for the ages for Microsoft. So the trend's reversed off this structure, and we're just waiting for more data, man. Google, it was crazy, man. Look what they did. There was an unfilled gap of $141.17 I've had plotted, right? It was right here from March of last year. What did they do? Opened at that gap. After the gap filled, immediate rally, recovery, but unfortunately, really bad situation with price action. Okay, let me just get rid of this supply line. So look at this on Google. The old all-time highs from November 2021, January 2022. You see it That level was once resistance, and all they did today was rally to test again what was once an old 2021 resistance. It is resistance again. Friday and today they did it. That is not good price action. It's cool they filled the gap. It's cool you got to see it act as support, but after that occurred, unfavorable price action at key levels. It should be broken and recaptured and held as support, but it's not, and that's the issue. And the issue is also, well, you just made a lower low, and it's like any rally you get will most likely be a lower high than the February 4th high, and you'll roll over to retest again. So there's just so much work that has to be done to turn these things back around, and it may not happen anytime soon. So big yikes. Music stopped. Okay, sun's going down. Crap. Oh no, just stop. Yeah, bearish back test indeed. Of course we went over Bitcoin. We'll go over Bitcoin first, man. Rewind to the beginning. Go to 5 minutes and 15, 20 seconds and you get the Bitcoin analysis. Okay, yeah, Google, man, that's not great, dude. If you're below 150, it's like death. Maybe they recapture it. Even if they recapture it, a lot will have to be done to turn this ship around. Meta up 2.28%, very nice, but in the end, is it really nice? Unfilled gaps above you, that's cool. Those fill, it still doesn't matter, you're still in a downtrend. The issue is they opened this thing, lowest price since August. The rally occurred, and all they did, what was once a major resistance from March, April last year, July last year, August last year, it's been reconfirmed as resistance. Mega bullish engulfing candle is great, man. Higher than it was on Friday. And it's also up 1.5%. I mean, it's probably right around this inflection zone, but we got to recapture that very soon. Otherwise, you just run the risk of seeing 454 sooner rather than later. So yeah, that's how you play that. How do you play Meta? You don't. Not as a swing trader. But scalpers can go crazy and do whatever they want. Do your thing. Amazon, man, that is brutal. I mean, it opened at its lowest price since August. It's very similar to Facebook. They rallied it to go test 177.70, an old all-time high from August 2020, resistance from April 2021. Okay, what was once resistance has been confirmed on the candle close as resistance again. I mean, it was a great green candle today, and it's also up 2%. It's actually trading above that level after hours, but man, come on, you got it. Why can't we just have traders settle up above the level and it be less controversial? Gross. Okay, it's really tough below 177.70. A lot of work to be done. No confirmation lows, no structure, still impulsing. Gross. NVIDIA was the best today. Up 3.53%, up another 1.51% after hours. Very volatile situation going on. 97.25 level. It's great that they closed above it. Pretty much piercing lined, I guess, the previous candle. Decent volume, of course, right? But it opened at its lowest price since May 1st of last year. They also filled a gap, or it was close. It was very close. You could say they did or didn't. I would say probably it was right here. It was from May 1st, unfilled. There are plenty of unfilled gaps. I mean, there's another unfilled gap on NVIDIA at like 62.84, but nice to see recovery. But man, I'll tell you, it is very active in after hours trading. Very, very active. No structures, right? You had the structure. Most recent discernible structure was the rising wedge on the weekly, the bearish divergence, all that. But then on the daily, the covered play by play, day by day. The three falling peaks. On the third peak, bearish backtest key level, hidden bearish divergence. There was an edge, and it was implying down, and we sure as heck got it. Now you're below the 200-day moving average. You're making lower lows than the previous lows, lower highs than the previous highs. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of positive price action to reverse this trend. in a midterm downtrend for now, just kind of like Bitcoin. And in the day that we begin to show indication of a trend reversal, I will do everything in my power to discuss it. We just got to wait for that data to come in. All right, there's your Mag 7. Yeah, it is expected. You have expected volatility on the futures. We will be going, we're going to be getting tweets from the White House or from, whoever. It's going to move the market in good ways and bad ways. This is a casino situation. We don't have structures. We're impulsing. A lot of uncertainty. We're going to be squeezing up 5%, squeezing down 5%. A lot of it's going to be happening after hours, pre-market. A lot of it's going to happen in futures. Right? We're going to be gapping up, gapping down. Very difficult to play this market. It's for day traders. Okay, VIX is above 40. And I think really anything above 30 is kind of day trader territory. So, okay. We can look at gold real quick. We're going across the markets, man. Gold dumped yesterday. Gold had its lowest daily candle close since March 12th. Broke the psychological $3,000 mark, and high volume on the sell-off too. Wow, that is like on golds. I thought it showed it. Yeah, that is technically higher, if not the same as what we saw in October, but those are amongst the highest volume days we had seen on gold since 2022. Wow. Yeah, so no edge up here, nothing to really do, no strategy. You're paying premium on gold if you're buying right now. Sorry, that's, how it is. Most of the time you're not going to have the framework to manage risk appropriately with the edge, so you got to wait. But okay, cool. Silver also was very volatile early. I mean, it was crazy, man. And that was, it got as low as 28.35. I mean, silver saw its lowest price since September, but then rallied, off the lows. Silver, man, a precious metal worth over $1.5 trillion in market cap, rallied almost 9%, but closed below the 200-day simple moving average. Just impulsing, right? You had a structure, you had a consolidation structure, and now you're impulsing. So nothing to really do here. Oh, man. Yeah, metals, a lot of metals were wrecked today. So we've been live now almost an hour. Bottoming structure. What Tom Lee talking about bottoming structure? Dude, bottoming structures take time. We have spent 0 minutes, no time. You are impulsing. This is not a structure. That's a joke, dude. That is incredibly irresponsible rhetoric to talk about. Bro, bottoming structure. How is it a bottoming structure? Structures, hello, takes weeks. You want to see a structure, a bottoming structure? How about you go back to Google? This is a bottoming structure. This was a trade setup. It was a gorgeous trade setup. Hit all the targets and exceeded them eventually. That's a bottoming structure. Look how much time it took. It took 130 days to develop. Favorable price action, key levels, 1, 2, third valley. Local confirmation, supply line broke. Hidden bullish divergence on the third valley, the higher low. More than before, accumulation structure. Look at it then. That takes time. So I don't give a crap what these talking heads on the, on CNBC are saying. There's no edge here. Like, you are legit at a casino, just taking longs, and you might luck out because it hit red 5 times. The roulette ball hit red 5 times. So you're just saying, I'm putting it on black now. That's what you're doing right now in these markets. And that's fine. Do your thing, man. Or you can be like, hey, I'm an investor. I'm just DCA. And then, you're taking very small amounts of your total allocation, just 5% of your 100%. You're just putting it in every day, and it's going to keep bleeding out. Oh, it goes higher. Well, that 5% went up. All right, well, but then 3 days later, it's going to dump again. You're going to be below your entry. Like, that's the market we're in right now. So. pretty pretentious to say that bottoming structure. What? So even so, like the thing about like the 2020 crash, the V shape was not a bottoming structure. This was COVID. There was no bottoming structure. It just V shaped, and that's your luckiest V shapes are the luck. It's like winning the jackpot. Oh my God, we V shaped. No one could see it coming. It just happens. Okay, no structures develop. Okay, there were some individual assets that started showing favorable price action correlation to key levels like Target and stuff. Down here, Qs were doing something really good at their own levels. But yeah, man, it's typically just random. No edge. Okay. Like Amazon had its own bottoming structure. I'm telling you, dude, we were here. I was here live for this stuff, identifying the springback test. And not just the springback test, but the piercing line effing reversal on Amazon. 101, look, dude. First off, it was the momentum shifting structure, but then the buyers recapturing an incredibly important level, undeniable by the grace of God, $100, $102. They broke it, recaptured it, tested it once, and then twice. And look what you got. You got the Japanese candlestick piercing line. And that was it. That was when the trade setup was effing posted on this thing. And look, just after that occurred, it went to all-time highs. That's bottoming structure. Guess what? Takes effing time. Lots of time. Think about this, man. It took us 182 days before that piercing line developed. I mean, even before the inverse head and shoulders developed, 130 days, just like Google. 130-day large structure. Bottoming structure. NVIDIA, same thing. Same effing thing. Look how long it took, man, for this beautiful head and shoulders. What's up, B Marts? Well, that's pretty much CNBC. Green candle, bottom. We're bottoming. It's the green candle. And then the next day, oh, well, we all knew it was going lower. Of course. We're screwed. Way lower. Next day, green candle. Same thing. We're bottomed. Everything's good. Well, you obviously could see it was coming. Right? Like, that's CNBC. It's a joke, dude. Complete scam. They don't know they're talking. They don't know. They're not applying frameworks to things, right? Look at this beautiful momentum shifting structure. It took 193 to 200 days for this to develop on NVIDIA. That's a true bottoming structure. We will be waiting for stuff like that after long extended corrections. Look how long this correction lasted. 10 months or more, right? It was 330 days. And you don't even know the trend's reversing here. You're just saying, hey man, a Volkowski pattern has developed and we don't know if it'll play out, but we certainly know we could manage our risk optimally because this is a studied, researched, reliable pattern. And so we know if it doesn't play out, we take on minimal losses with tremendous upside, and it could fail even after hitting the neckline, and you still get crazy reward to risk, excuse me. So, I mean, it's just like we're looking for structures that are identifiable, research studied, so we can manage our risk optimally. That's all it is. And we have an edge, right? I mean, the structure itself. It could end up playing out, and it did. Okay, so that's all I'm talking about, man. I don't want to hear this crap about bottoming structures are into. Yeah, that's bottoming structure on NVIDIA. It doesn't matter if it goes up next. It didn't mean there was a structure that implied it was going up next. Sorry. All right, anyway, dude. My stupid TV's on, my stupid lights are out. I can't do anything. I'm trapped in this little corner right here with these little desks. And my computer's falling, my screens are falling. It's not an ideal situation. Oh, this one's all in between my carpet and or the rug and the hardwood. Anyway, well, daily candle closed in crypto. Live in the chat. Hangover stream. Okay. Yeah, he closed indecision candle. That doesn't represent anything. Okay. It was nice that we rallied off the lows. We were so close to the price objective, right? Wait, 73.8, 73.8. Incomplete wave structure. Well, we all 600 points from it. And then fake rumor news. Until you're above 82,155, you're effed. Okay, Bitcoin is effed until 82,155 is recaptured. That's it, and that's still not even enough. You're still kind of screwed below 82 or at 82,155, even above it. They really, in actuality, buyers have to recapture 88,500 because that's your previous discernible swing high. But then you got to break 92K. There's just so much overwhelming adversity for Bitcoin to reverse its trend, and they could do it. It could happen sooner than you could imagine. But you have to get the data points first, and then we can discuss it. This could be a big old bullish dragon. You know, they could be doing something like this, man. Is the dragon. They could be, but what if they come and test 73.8 first, and it's the same thing? It's still okay. You get better risk management down here, though. You would really want to see Bitcoin flush and test this zone here and just start doing something like this. And then you can say, and then you get really nice bullish divergence in the oscillators on the daily, maybe the 3-day, but then you start getting a predictable pattern, a big old dragon, and that's the great way to entries and stop losses below 71.7. You take your shot, incredible reward to risk, massive upside potential, okay? That's why you like buying at inflection points from history. Oftentimes because look, if they defend it successfully, you're gonna start showing exhaustion on the oscillators on the daily, and then you know your upside is insanely high. I mean, if it comes down here and just to go see 82,155, it could go up 9%, but you would think that eventually it would go test 92K from here and then sell off and then probably eventually make it all the way to an 88% retrace. This is the stuff you're looking for. And then you get a big old shark pattern, and then we'll reassess. It could be over. That could be another massive lower high, and then we're going to go way lower, you know, again. But like, we're almost there, man. We're getting real close. It would just be nice to see something like that if we could help it. Just, yeah, okay. Some of y'all get what I'm talking about. We're getting close, man. Whew. Long day, man. Hard training session again. Ugh. I'm just going to call it early. I did an over 4-hour live stream yesterday. And I cover the markets, man. What do you want, you know? Well, at least it's pretty over here. I mean, nice recovery on the markets today. It's very volatile right now. And there's no edge despite what we're seeing. It'd be really nice to see a little bit lower on Bitcoin just to test some key levels, and then we start seeing price action correlate there. It'd be great, but we're in impulse mode. I mean, we saw a bunch of 52-week lows today on really high market cap assets. So I'm big enough. No, I'm big enough when we go full screen, or full screen zoom, I call it. Hi. Oh, this is better like this. All right, we've gone across the markets, looked at assets, talked about the stuff. And yeah, been live over an hour, so hopefully I provided you with at least some insight to the situation that's unfolding before our very eyes in the markets. Still very volatile. The VIX is still nearly at 50. Day trader market. Of course, we're closer to a bottom, but a short-term bottom. Like, again, so beaten down that, yes, short squeezes happen. We saw a short squeeze today. People got devastated probably that had puts, you know, 0 data expiration puts, any of them. Shorts got squeezed so hard. It's so easy to move the meter. Anyway, good stream. Thank you all for coming out. Yeah, B-Marts. And Ethan, thank you for the contributions to the live stream today. And that was it. All right, so thanks for coming out. I'll be back until next time. Respect to the TA.